right thing here. Let me do the proper thing. As you guys and gals are streaming in and filling up the premiere on the live chat. Stand by. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. It's me. It's the GOC. I think you knew that already, though. The hall's meant to lip this. We got to keep the pipes clean. Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this, coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth, here for another special edition of Story Time. Storytelling? You can go either way on that one. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for being here. I truly appreciate it. We're going to pump out a bunch of content. We have some unbelievable episodic YouTube adventures coming up here on the channel. 3,500 videos in 4 years on this channel. Go to the playlist. Go to the community page where I'm live all the time. Navigate Chaos Corner shows, Chaos Clips, Dinner for Two, In-Ring Action, Classics, talk shows. They're all there on the playlist. We have over 1,500 subscribers. And that's probably within the last 12 months, to be quite honest. And we're coming up on 750 million, 750,000 total views for this small, unique channel. Shooting for that illustrious 1 million total views. 1 million unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. Follow me on all social media platforms, and you know what they are. On Twitter, AKX, aka X, it's at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, I have 2 accounts. That's right, I have 2. J Brony. That's right, J Brony. Just like it sounds, with an I. For all you geeks and nerds and neckbeards and mouth breathers and virgins and dweebs and goons. No offense, man. Kayfabe, lighten up. What I say. And of course, here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. You can also follow me over on Rumble, which I hope to start broadcasting over on there as well. Big shout out to my moderators, Austin Nance, my brother from another mother, and of course, I acknowledge the OTS Tribal Queen. So sit back and relax. We'll probably do this in a couple of different parts. We're definitely going to go 45 minutes to an hour on these next handful of episodes here on Story Time, Flashback, Chaos Corner, and this isn't a fucking podcast. It isn't. It's a show. No better than anyone else, just unique and different from my perspective of who I am in this IWC. Someone who was a pro wrestling manager for over 3 decades, who took the fucking bumps, booked over 100 times a year, coming out 2 and 3 times at every event, which, if you put it all together and you do Steiner math, that's over 200 bouts a year for yours truly as a pro wrestling manager. 3 decades. And on my 4-decade, 40-year journey in this industry, and of course, my over 55 years, we'll say 53 years of being a historian, a researcher, a scout, an agent, a sweeper of floors, a hanger-up of posters, a seller of tickets, an agent, a producer, a setter-up and breaker-down of the ring, and a smark. And you know what's coming next, because we all are. That's right, a mark! I said it for all you marks. Don't be embarrassed, because at one time or another, we're all marks. Here on the opening monologue. A shout out to the OTS, the IWC King, and that would be JD from New York and Off the Script. Let's be honest, the #1 fucking podcast on YouTube in the IWC. The numbers prove it, man. I moderate for him, so I can tell you, the numbers show it on JD from Off the Script. He's been balls deep for almost a decade in this industry. And guess what? He's the play-by-play guy at House of Glory, one of the best independent companies in this fucking country, who brings in the top-tier talent and all the stars. Owned by Amazing Red. Does it get much better than the history of a pro grappler mat technician than Red? And, of course, his sidekicks, not only at House of Glory, but on Tuesday Night Titans, and then, of course, on Wednesday Night Dynamite, the Solid Monster and JD on Tuesdays for Tuesday Night Titans. I love the name of the show. A little fall rip-off of the old TNT on MSG, USA, WWF. I'm just saying. An unbelievable show. And then, of course, on Wednesday nights, it's a solid. They've been there for 5 years since it fucking began, since day one, the inception. And that would be JD and the Chi-Town Smark. Heel Jesse on Wednesday nights on Off the Script. And, of course, Jesse has his own channel, Chi-Town Smark. Oh, hello, McFly. Is anybody home? Speaking of that, and that's why you guys come here. So a big shout out to everyone. And of course, my other brothers. They definitely are brothers. The OGs of the IWC. DT and KC. Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle. That's right, they're back. And taking the world by storm. The OGs, as I said, of the IWC. You can't go wrong with the sit down and Monday nights and the daily news updates and Discord and whatever the fuck Don Tony's on. Friday nights as well. DT and KC, the Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle Show. Does it get any better than that when it comes to history in this fucking industry? Because I don't think it does. So now that I'm throwing out all the different plugs here and acknowledging and recognizing the guys that I commingle with and actually work for, although we don't get paid, you know, it's a volunteer basis. That seems to be whatever it is I do, no matter who I work for, whether it's Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, whether it's moderating, whether it's helping people out with other events and promoting shows. It's all donations from the GOC. That's what it is, because I don't get fucking paid to do this. I give back because that's what I'm here to do. Now, if a couple of bucks come my way, I'm appreciative. Not necessary, but very much appreciated. You guys know that. And that's what I do. I give back. And that's why I'm going to give you the analogy here in the opening monologue of the rearview mirror, where you are, and then the big windshield. You look back in that rearview mirror. It's smaller for a reason, but it's there to look back and remember. And those who paved the way and show honor and respect. No one says to get stuck back there and be an old man, be burnt out, or an old lady. No one's saying that. Honor it, acknowledge it, because that'll get you to where the fuck you are, and you guys know that. That's a fact. But before you can turn and look ahead and move forward, you got to honor that in the back to get where you are. Then look in that big, wide windshield. And step on the fucking gas and it's full speed ahead. That's the analogy. Because in order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. Because there's three types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC Big Daddy that make things happen. A little RVD in there, but I get it, man. So I want to start off by saying all that, and I hope you're all staying mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually fit. Situational awareness, using your own discernment, hanging around and staying with like-minded people, always being informed but never freaking out. I know I've been cussing a little bit here, but if he's for us, no one else can be against us. It's just that simple. Keep your eye on the prize. Heads up, keep prayed up, and I mean that, no matter how cantankerous I be, or did I say I be? I think I did. Or using the cussing, and I get it. But listen to what I'm saying. We're in a different world. I haven't been over 60 years on this planet and gotten this far without knowing what the heck I'm talking about. So be prepared. Be of sound mind. Use your discernment, as I said. I don't want to get too crazy here. We know what's going on. We have the 2024 election coming up. We have a border invasion. We have rampant crime and criminals and illegal immigrants, aliens. No, not from the sky, although they're talking about that. chemical manipulation, food manipulation, geoengineering, all these different words that you're not supposed to say, you're not even supposed to know about. Hurricanes, floods, rain, the weather, the temperatures, the wildfires. Do I have to continue to go on with this? Because I don't think I do. I don't want to bring the mood down here on story time, but this is the opening monologue. I haven't done a show like this probably in a week or so. Still getting at least a couple of thousand, 5,000 a week that are viewing live to tape, coming back and checking out the replay. So I thank you everyone for that. Drop a fucking elbow on that like button. Email me. Inbox me. Go to the community page and leave a comment. You know that I follow WWE and AEW live in real time. Wednesday Night Dynamites, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views. We just came out of All In Wembley, and we're leading to Bash in Berlin this weekend with the WWE. So I'm live, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be here on the community page on YouTube. Always reporting, so if you want to stay in real time. So I just want to throw that over there. And listen, we got Fan Mail Fridays coming up. I keep telling you guys at 12, 13 minutes in here. Email me at 2 email addresses. I'll spell it out first for those of you with a brain of a dehydrated baby. And again, kayfabe, man, no offense. Chaos Big Daddy, the number 2 at yahoo.com. CHAOS Big Daddy, the number 2 at yahoo.com. And then there's always the other email address. Because you can't have one, you got to have 2. Chaos Big Daddy, the number 11 at gmail.com. Now let me spell it out. CHAOS Big Daddy, the number 11 at gmail.com. Now reach out to me. Inbox me on X, as I said, over at Big Daddy GOC. I'm very available. I talk back. Send me your questions, comments, good, bad, or ugly. I'm still going to talk about them, and then you'll get mentioned here on air. Listen, we go anywhere on the slow weeks. I get it. End of the summer, going into Labor Day. We got the holidays coming up. How crazy it is in the world. We're already consuming 30 or 40 hours a week, even if you're a content creator on here with pro wrestling. It's on Monday Night Raw, Tuesday night NXT, Wednesday night Dynamite. Thursdays it might be CMLL or TNA Impact. Fridays is SmackDown and Rampage. Saturdays is Collision or pay-per-view. Sundays are usually pay-per-views. I mean, it's literally almost on 7 nights a week. And coming up in a month or so, NXT is going over to the CW. So multiple channels from Fox Sports 1 and 2 to Sci-Fi to USA to pretty soon Netflix to TNT, TBS, Nessun even broadcast. And then don't forget, wow, Women of Wrestling is also on every week. The women's league owned by AJ Lee and Jeannie Buss out there in California. So, I mean, it's unbelievable, the content. There is no better time to be a fan right now or a talent in this fucking industry. And the independence, which is like a territorial system right now, it really is unbelievable. There's at least a handful of independent organizations, perhaps in every state in the union and overseas and in the islands. If you're on the hustle, you can get booked anywhere. And I know many guys that I'm associated with that are doing that right now. It's unbelievable what they're doing and what the pro wrestling industry is all about. Talk about Time Warner, talk about UFC or Endeavor. And it's just a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. So don't be, as a talent, now you have to be prepared, that's for sure. But keep training and keep going at it, because whether it's the independents, whether you get a shot at MLW, NWA, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and along with the bigger ones, whether you can go to Mexico, to UK, Japan, take advantage of these days and these times. And again, the independents, it's literally like a territorial system. It really is, of going back to, the 70s and the 80s. So that's what I wanted to get across here. And then, of course, what's going on in the world and the country. So, again, stay in faith, not in fear. If he's for us, no one else can be against us. Shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Because Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. At 15 minutes in here on Story Time. Chaos Corner. Another thing to addendum, because my mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. I want to tie it up like a little bow before we get on to the actual story time. For as much as I say about how much you can work and compete in all the different companies, and let's hope AEW stays afloat and improves, and All In was certainly an unbelievable pay-per-view. It was very good. MJF and Ospreay, Strickland and Bryan Danielson, your new AEW heavyweight champion. So there was a lot to talk about. I'm excited about the Von Erichs. I'm hoping Ross and Marshall get led down the right road. 13 years in the business. Shouldn't they be fucking champions already? So those are the things that are highlighted for me for AEW. The gauntlet match, what's going on with the Patriot. Who's your daddy, Christian Cage? Hangman Page, I think that rhymes. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Where are those guys headed to? Where the fuck is Wardlow, Miro, Samoa Joe, the Big Beast? Where are they? What are we going to do with the tag team division? You go to a WWE pay-per-view. I'm just venting a little bit here, and I know I'm bouncing all over the place. From pillar to post, and post to post, coast to coast, toast to town, whatever it is that I want to say. I want to talk about current events before we get on to story time and what's going on in the indies and all these different things. No better time to be a talent or a fan as far as being able to perform and consume and so on and so forth. But the one thing that isn't always catching up is the ring psychology, the emotional investment, and of course, storytelling. It's just that simple. They're catching on. And then we bounce over to the WWE with Big Bronson Reed and the monster Braun Strowman. Did you see that shit on Raw? Wow. Holy cramoly. Throwing, L.A. Eli Drake, The Rock, Stone Cold Knight. Give him his due. The guy looks great for his late 40s, middle, wherever he is. Throw in the Bloodline. Roman Reigns coming back. Sikoa, Jacob, Tamatanga Tangaloa. Pehaoi, Billy Hini Kane, Pupule, Wiki, Haule, Wahini, and Kane, Mahalo, and Aloha for all my brothers over on the Pac Rim. So there's a lot going on in the WWE and AEW. Of course, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk coming up in just a couple of days. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. And there's a lot going on. There really is. There's only certain things that I'll follow and I'm interested in. I'll always have the show on, DVR it, record it, fast forward, go through it, pick out what I want to see, what catches my eye, whether it be AEW or WWE. You guys know I report live on it. So obviously I consume today's product besides history and what I did in the late 80s and all through the 90s into the 2000s. Navigate the page and you'll see what I'm talking about, why this channel is different than everywhere else as we're talking about the current product, WWE and AEW. You're better off when you come into this show than when you fucking leave it. You come here for facts and history and knowledge and my perspective of being in the business for as long as I am, even current day doing play-by-play and color commentary for the Paradise 4 at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, who have been in the business themselves 35 and 40 years. Mario Mancini, Pretty Paul Roma, Paul Perez. I mean, really? All guys that worked under the guidance of the WWF and WCW? So pay attention. Back to in early 83, when I met and hung out through World Gym and the classic priceless stories there of the Tonga Kid and the Samoan Dynasty. That's where it all starts. Being a mark all those years, a fan, to in late teens, early 20s, to starting my journey. To here, as I said, over 60 years on this planet. So I just want to be random here and update and do an episode of Chaos Corner on current topics, not just thoughts and views and opinions. And that's why you come here. And I'll end it off, this conversation, this part of it, with this. When you go to your next venue, barbecue, picnic, whatever's coming up for Labor Day, football season, Halloween, into the holidays, the election 2025, right around the corner, whether it be at the water cooler work, the pub, the tavern, stay safe, number one, but you'll be able to have a fucking conversation. Because you don't come here for just opinions and views. You come here for fucking knowledge. And I apologize for the cussing and being a little cantankerous. But again, this is what you get here. This is the difference on Chaos Corner with the Guardian of Chaos. Because I tell it like it is. So this is over 20 minutes. This is a double monologue. I'm going to put this up, but come back. We're in the beginning of the week. Where tomorrow night is Dynamite. We'll see what happens there at the Fallout show from All In. We just came out of the Go Home show, and then SmackDown will be Friday, leading into Bash at Berlin this weekend. So there's a lot to look forward to. Go Homes, Fallouts. Well, I'm not done yet with my opening monologue. So come back. I'm going to be hopping right into story time. You never know how many episodes they're going to be. But they're going to be at least anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So strap in. Grab a snack, grab a beverage, call your neighbors, call your friends, grab your sister's hat for all I care, your wife's hat, whatever. It's a PG show. I got to keep it clean. But come back. And don't forget, watch Off the Script and my buddy JD. He don't watch my fucking show, although I moderate for him. An entertaining opening monologue. Don't you dare miss it. Don't go anywhere. Come on back. We're story time. Chaos Corner. It won't shut off. Who turned out the lights? Oh, that's coming too. The grid. Holy cramoly.